to get showcased.
We are live on the Showcase Pod. Don Vega is not in the studio. Don, are you there?
Shut up. Do the proper intro for
What?
Blackheart. We're live. Welcome once again to another live edition of the Showcase Pod. I am Don Vega, joined by Mr. Intensity Enthusiastic himself, the boss Chris Blackheart.
All right, that was okay. Last week I think it was a little bit better when we had the press conference, but we have a lot of news coming up with Don Vega free. I don't understand. The weather is over 50 degrees. I thought you'd come out when it's over 50.
I did. I was waiting for you to pick me up.
Oh,
What happened?
I didn't get the text. Let me see.
Yeah, he fucked up, so now he's quiet again.
No. I mean, the other text I thought you were going with the executive producer Jay Hollywood.
I wasn't going anywhere. You told me yesterday he was picking me up.
Yeah. All right.
Well, yep. Once again, folks, Chris Blackheart, shit the bed. Don't bring them. Don't need ya. Well, anyways, a lot of interesting stuff going on in the world of pro wrestling. In Showcase and elsewhere. Chris Blackheart, have you been seeing everything that's been going on as of late?
I'll be honest with you. I've seen clips. I haven't seen everything. I mean, I feel like I've been in the wrestling or the non-wrestling bubble for the past 7 days. But this is like everybody else. This is why you come to Showcase, to get educated and informed.
Well, fitting enough, and this is by pure accident. I'm wearing the last year's WrestleMania shirt, and we're in that road to WrestleMania. And as we saw the Elimination Chamber, a lot of people still talking about the finale there in the Elimination Chamber. And by the way, I was right. I did say that John Cena was going to win that matchup, and he didn't. What happened afterwards was shocking to everybody.
Yes.
So, Chris Blackheart, you saw what happened?
I did, and I'll be honest with you, I liked it.
I mean, there's a mix of emotions when it comes to that. Can Cena make himself more of a babyface by doing the turn because people wanted him to do the turn, or can he really put the pedal to the metal and really be disliked?
Well, do you know what I like about it is he could have went out exactly what he's been doing for the past decade, and everybody would have been happy. He could have had the matches, hugged and kissed babies. Everybody would have been happy. They would have been cutting down the clock until he left. Big hugs and kisses.
Well, I dig the turn. I dig that it happened.
Well, and I think that's what is now is unpredictable.
I'm looking forward to see where they go from here. The only critique that I got from that scenario there was what in the sand blue fucking hell was Travis Scott doing in the ring. Did nothing for me. If anything, it took away from everything that they're trying to establish with Cena and Rock.
That is true. But on the other hand, did they get Hollywood play because of that? Did they get different plays on different social media because of that?
Probably did.
That's the only thing that I thought. But in true fashion, usually celebrities and wrestling does not mix.
Well, if you saw the footage afterwards when he punched Cody in the side of the face.
Yeah, well, this is wrestling. Some days it happens.
I mean, I would have also gotten up and punched him in the side of the face.
We could have stories of fan interactions. I think that could get highly rated, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they need to get a welcoming to the business. And,
that is true, and I like this.
hopefully that happens in the near future if he plans to play wrestle around.
Yeah. So, what feedback were you hearing on social media? Were people happy? People sad? People
Like I said,
mad?
big mix. I mean, all the kids were unhappy, and all the 18 to 34 kids were also unhappy in a sense. I mean, but 50-50 because, like I said, there's a lot of people that wanted to see Cena turn heel. Yeah. So the question is he going to get more liked, or is what's happening next going to make him truly be disliked?
Yeah. No, I like it because it's different, and he didn't go the easy way out. And now going into WrestleMania and, him going for another, roughly 8 months, it's a lot of change, a lot of twists, a lot of turns, but now you have to tune in to see what's going on. I think that's the important part. You want to see what happens, and that's why we watch pro wrestling.
Well, especially, tomorrow night going to SmackDown, probably that'll be the first time we hear words from Cena, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks going into WrestleMania to see what's going to happen. And I mean, it's exciting to be a pro wrestling fan at this time because it's not the same old usual stuff, Well, possibilities are endless right now with the stuff that's going on. Again, we saw a women's title change last night. Well, not last night, but a couple of nights ago. Rhea Ripley lost the title to Io Sky, so that opens up the door to a different scenario at WrestleMania as well in the women's division in the women's title.
Anybody can beat anybody anytime.
Yes. I mean, for the longest we saw a lot of guys just hang on to titles for a very long time. And now it's like it keeps you on your feet. It gives you that edge feeling again because of the sudden title change. So
yeah.
That's definitely a good thing in my eyes.
Well, no, it's good because between fans watching it and people competing, when you put the two together, now you do have to watch it because you don't know what's going to happen. I think for wrestling, that has been missing. I don't want to say not for a while, but a lot of times that is missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it does get shocked or changed or somebody gets that wind, it literally wakes you up, and now you want to focus on what's going on. So,
well, definitely now, it opened up the doors as well as for reincarnation of that feud with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Will remain. It remains to be seen what happens there. I mean, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match. What's going to happen there? Is it over? Are they going to add more to that? I mean, obviously, Randy Orton coming back at Elimination Chamber, going after Kevin Owens. We expect to see that scenario happen too. So,
the road to WrestleMania, it's going to be a while.
What about Cody Rhodes with
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
What did Danny say?
Danny has been dying to play this clip. Do you want to play it again, Danny?
Sure.
Fuck! Go fuck yourself!
We lost the clip now.
What?
He's playing the clip when Cody has some words to The Rock. Is that your new ringtone, Danny?
No, the go fuck yourself.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that made headlines everywhere. So, I mean, they got people's attention when it came to that. Cody being blunt and swearing like that. Yeah, there you see it.
What about
There's
that
a little
fan attack
delay
on Seth
going on
Rollins?
here, but
fan attack Seth Rollins after the show on the Raw.
that's Danny Badondi's favorite moment now. Is that the new one?
Hey, Rock. I can picture Don Vega saying that to Chris Blackheart.
What?
What was that? Oh,
I can
right,
picture
yeah.
Don Vega saying that to Chris Blackheart on the show.
That's not very nice.
That'll make up your night, Danny.
No. What time is that? Because I want to get, I want to get into not defending people. So when we go down to the showcase segment,
Not defending people. Before we do that, before we move on and go to showcase segments and stuff like that, obviously, there's a lot of other stuff going around when it comes to WWE. The new show, Future Legends. Have you seen any of that?
I saw clips of it, but I'm very confused about it.
I must say this because I watched the first few scenarios, first 2 episodes, and if you're a young guy or girl that are trying to get into the business or are in the business, there's a lot of nuggets in that show.
Yeah.
A lot of nuggets when it comes down to tying stuff together. Certain things that are said and that have been said in the scenario of training are reinforced there. So, not a bad watch if you're actually in the business and you're looking to educate yourself. I do advise for young men and women to go and watch that, good or bad. You're gonna pick up something from it.
Yeah, the one thing I was trying to get over is they did a similar show after WrestleMania. Was it last year or the year before? The one that they were in like an Arizona State, and some of the people came from it, like the kid that they call what does Shawn Michaels call him? Dipshit.
Yeah, he's on that show.
Yeah, he's on this show. I think the Russian girls was on. There was 2 or 3 people that was on that. So I'm like, that's the part that threw me off. It's like, okay, they were just in a show like this, and now they're in a similar show.
Well, that was scenario of like more of a tryout. These guys, the ones that you have seen there, have already been wrestling shows for over a year now. They were added to this, but they already have some experience working shows.
Yeah, the clip that I saw this week on it, and I don't know if it aired already. It was one of the girls said that she was in a conversation with Michelle McCool.
Yes, I just watched that episode.
Yes. Do you want to tell people that? I thought that was the funniest thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good hook, asking Undertaker for his Hell's Gate submission, the permission to use it, and it made it seem like Undertaker was going to spaz out, but he ultimately appreciated the girl going over to him and having the guts to ask for permission to use the move, and he gave the blessing, and he said it reminded him of old school back in the day. If you wanted to use somebody's move or something, you go ask for approval, and he respected that part of it, so he granted it.
Well, see, I didn't see that far. I just laughed when he looked at her and said, "So you want me to give you a move that I've been using for 30 years, and you've been in this business for 3 weeks?"
Yeah, that was the hook, man.
It hooked me because I'm like, oh, that's so good, and then you have to ruin it. Now
they made you believe that Undertaker was going to put her in.
Yes, because that to me that would have been the right answer.
I mean, he granted it.
Corporate Undertaker. Look at that. Corporate Undertaker.
Spoiler here, ladies and gentlemen, for Chris Blackheart. But like I said, if you go watch that, it is a show, but to people that are in the business, they've heard some of these things before. I wonder who's told them this over and over again, but they've heard it from many different mouths. It's reassuring to go watch and hear it from other mouths like Undertaker, Booker T, and Mickey James, and whoever else is making appearances on that show.
Well, and that's what I like. I like the fact that they do have different people. They are getting advice, and 100% what you said. There's nuggets in there that people can pick up who are in the business, in training, and my favorite part is when people, again, I call everybody kids. The kids come back and it's like, well, you just told us that like 3 weeks ago. And it's like the formula is a very easy formula that is very, easy to fuck up.
And
not repeat.
It complicates shit more than it has to be at times, Less is more. Keeping shit simple at times is more than, adding a whole bunch of shit to a shit pile.
Yeah, but I think the problem they forget is keeping it simple is not just doing it. You got to make it look good. You have to make it look clean. You got to make it look crisp. You got to look at the placement of it too. So even though it's keep it simple is not simple. There's a lot of work going behind it, and I think that's what a lot of the young talent forget. And
for a lot of guys that are watching, that I know are gonna watch the podcast. A lot of our students there's an actual nugget on that episode, the episode with Michelle McCool there. They get into promos, they get into character work, they get into getting people to go to the arena and putting asses in seats. And the only way for that to happen is for whatever bullshit you're telling the people, not only for you to believe that bullshit, but making them believe it. And that's a huge problem with guys now. They'll cut a promo, but you see right through that promo. Yep. They'll cut a promo, but you don't believe a goddamn thing that's coming out of their mouth. Yep. So if they don't believe it themselves, ain't nobody gonna believe that shit. So
100% true on that one.
It's a real big factor with a lot of the wrestlers nowadays, and you can see right through it. Moving on, to other scenarios, other shows. I got to watch the debut of Evolve Wrestling, which is back on Tubi, and I saw the first episode there of Evolve Wrestling. Saw some new faces, saw some local faces on there. Your thoughts on that show? Have you seen the highlights of it?
I haven't. Again, I've been stuck in Boston like literally for 30 days, and my extra time has not been on watching the good stuff that's been going. So I do appreciate your feedback on that. I mean, I think ironically, people forget Evolve does have ties to the Boston area.
It does. It has a lot of, the founder of Evolve, Gabe Sapolsky, lived in Boston, and I think he still does. I'm not sure. But he's got the ball rolling on this new project. And you're seeing a lot of guys that have ties and their beginnings in Massachusetts area. Guys like Gall and the young kid from Connecticut there, Brad Baylor. Yeah. And Ricky Smokes, that was all of them were on this first episode there. Actually, in the main event match, it was a 6-man tag that featured those 3 guys against another group of guys. Those guys I've never seen before. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting. We'll find out if it's not more of the same. It kind of got that NXT vibe. Watching Evolve from what it was before and seeing the product with a bunch of more established guys, it's a lot different. So we'll find out how good that gets as time goes on.
I'll have to start doing my homework on that one.
Yeah. So now moving on and then getting into our showcase plugs pretty soon here. Before we go to that, I believe that Danny was out and about again at BBT doing some insight report, and he's got some footage that he wants to show. You got that on there, Daniel?
Yep.
Let's go to that footage right now.
All right. Let me see.
All right, Dan Bedondi here at the Blackstone Valley Technical School, and we are here with John Cena. Johnny Fabulous, he's one of the commission members of Showcase Pro Wrestling. So now, on the Showcase pod here, we've been mulling over the idea of possibly having 2 referees for every championship match, because we know, because of Chris Blackheart, there's been a lot of screwery going around with certain championship matches, certain individuals. So the fans are very concerned about this, and the idea of having 2 referees out there to overlook a championship match. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, if Chris Blackheart has been looking the other way, if there's been some skullduggery being done, my advice to Mr. Blackheart is, I may not be there, but then again, you never know. And I'll just tell you this, 2 referees doesn't sound like a bad idea to keep things straight and narrow. But I think what I'm going to do right now, if you don't mind, this will be taken under advisement by the committee, and let's see what happens tonight of the show.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So you interviewed Muldoon a couple weeks ago. You interviewed Cena. They're all saying the same thing. You say now. What word did you use? What was?
I don't know. I was trying to get it out of my screwery.
Screwery? I don't even know if that's a word.
I don't put that in there.
Well, to be fair, Cena did say that, he is not all 100% sure of what Blackheart's been doing. So, yeah.
No. In a way, because some people, and I'm going to say it's a 330-pounder over here, is starting to say and bring up negative things. Now, the two referees, I thought was a good idea. Now,
negative things.
Yes, and I've been right down the middle, very unbiased with a lot of stuff. And when it comes to championships, so we'll get into it, but we did have an incident at BVT that I may have to have a change of heart recently. I don't know if you want to get into it, but there was stuff being said in the ring that I was slightly hurt. My feelings got hurt a little bit. Muldoon was interviewing people and friends of yours who you've not had very nice things recently to say, and you renamed them certain things, but they threw around the championship committee and Muldoon and Cena and myself. So,
well, friends of mine.
They're friends of yours. I thought they were a young talent that I was helping to advise and put in in the right light. But after those words, man, they're on their own.
I told you
they're on their own. The consistent bums are on their own. After that, nope. Nope. I won't be fixing the name anymore, Don Vega. You can call him whatever you want. But after those words at BBT,
Are you upset, Chris Blackheart?
No, I was like, I couldn't understand it. I've always given that little extra advice that they would need to go that little further in the ring and maybe not make that mistake. But nope, they made it quite clear with their wordings that I think they know better. And as young talent, I'm sure you do, and we shall find out. Well, so that's it.
Chris Blackheart's feelings were hurt at BBT going back to March 1st.
No, it was a slight eye-opening, and that was more than fine. And I was on the crow's nest watching everything. So, yeah, I heard all those words. The ears don't lie. The eyes can, the ears don't.
All right. So going back to BBT, thank you to everybody that came out and supported the class of 2025. On that fundraiser, it was great to go back to that school, great establishment, good matches. Chris Blackheart, you said you watched most of the event.
I did. I think I watched every match except yours.
Oh, great.
Well, no, there was audio problems, believe it or not, but it had nothing to do with me, and so I was trying to make sure that was fixed. But I did watch part of your match. But
was it you that screwed up my music?
Oh, no, it was me trying to fix it. There was a bad chord, and of course it happens on your match. And
of course, yeah.
Yeah, of course it happens on yours. And, I'm like, I've always said if you need music to get over, and you're like, no, I want my music.
So the same bullshit that used to go on when we used to tag with each other?
No, I had nothing to do like that. No, Joe Pabo wasn't there to switch the music,
Oh, all right.
But yeah, don't lie. You did the same thing, all right? You did that.
I've only did it a handful of times.
Yeah. If there's a parade full of people and borrowing their hands, yeah.
And then I went to Uncle Joe and told him never to play your music again.
Yeah, I think that's when I got fired for the last time, probably.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not. I know, but BBT was good. A lot of the again, if you want to work backwards, the main event there was a tag team title match between the higher education versus the consistent bums with special referee.
I told you that name was good.
Yeah, it's not a bad name. With Patrick, who was a custodian out there. With Patrick trained with Showcase for a little bit, and hoping to actually have him back, but.
Well, that's not what AZ said. He said he was a garbage man, a janitor,
Well, yeah, no, but I thought he did a pretty good job, and at the end, people weren't happy, and he was clotheslining and body slamming people left and right. So next year, Patrick, you have a year to train. If you think you want to take on some bums, I have no problem signing it. Myself and the other two members.
No, the higher learning crew there, Christopher Spratt and the Damien retain the tag team championships over the inconsistent bums, AC and Matthew Michelson, with a surprising turn of events. I mean, this is going a little bit forward on that night. John Cena Sr. made a surprise appearance during that bashing of Christopher Blackheart and the committee. And he was the one that appointed Patrick as a special guest referee and made the match for the tag team championship. So, you just never know when he's going to show up. Will he be at Marchiversary? We'll find out.
You better find out quick, because those tickets from Marchiversary, just let you know, people, you have like 4.5 days to get online tickets.
Yeah. Tickets are moving fast.
Yeah, and just let you know, if you do buy them online, right? So normally 7:47 is bell time. Doors open up at 7. If you order them online, you get a fast pass. You get in the place 15 minutes earlier than everybody else. And you're guaranteed to get in if you come in on that window.
Well, for those that need a little bit more explanation, why would it be the advantage of getting in 15 minutes before? Well, if you want to sit in the front row, you want to get in as soon as the doors open.
Yeah, and every year it is literally the biggest show of the year. Sellout. I mean, I think we always cram just enough in, but I think last year we did have to close the doors, and I felt bad, but capacity is capacity, and Kathy typically works the door. It is what it is, and we warn people this. We warn you every year. That's why we do them in advance. We put them out, typically for our showcase fans who are there all the time to get them first, and then everybody, who typically goes a couple of shows or just go to Marchiversary, it is what it is. But
it's your opportunity to still get those tickets now. There you see the link live on the screen. Get those tickets now. Be in the building first. Let everybody else maybe get a ticket or be left out. So don't be that one that gets left out.
And just let you know on that is the only link you can get the tickets. I know a lot of times around, we haven't had a problem, but I know some other people have had problems where people are trying to sell tickets. The only way you can get online tickets for Showcase Pro Wrestling is at showcaseprowrestling.com, period. There's no other second vendor. There's no somebody who bought.
Bootleggers too, Blackheart. This thing is getting bootleg now.
No, we haven't had that issue, but I've seen it online with some other promotions that someone would say, "Hey, I got to sell tickets because my cat got ran over by a mouse and I can't go because someone want to buy the tickets from me." No, Showcase Pro Wrestling, showcasewrestling.com. That's the only way to do it. Don't buy it from a secondary person. If there is any false links up there, if it's not showcaseprowrestling.com where you're clicking, that is not the real people.
Well, before we get to, just about under 2 weeks, Marchiversary 18, we will be this Saturday night in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, for another edition of Showcase Saturday Night at the Training Center and Arena, 126 Main Street in Woonsocket. A lot of surprises might happen. This is the last show before we get to Marchiversary, the last stop in the road to Marchiversary this Saturday night in Woonsocket. What will happen? I mean, there's a lot of rumblings through the air. You have to go down there, and that's another show that we've been having a lot of pack houses as of late. So, tickets for that event are on sale as well online. $10 tickets. ShowcaseProWrestling.com for those tickets, or at the door if we have some the night of the event.
Yep, and just to all the fans, we just had William Gray asked. Yes, Woonsocket is this Saturday night, same bell time, 7:07. You know, we're like the longest running entertainment in Woonsocket. You know, we've been there, if I'm not mistaken, since like 2010. That is almost 15 years in Woonsocket.
Well, it makes it easier for, again, the people that need a little bit more of an explanation. It's every Saturday, you know, mostly every Saturday of the month recently. Showcase Saturday night, same time, same place. I don't believe it's going to change in the near future. So with that being said, you know, we'll see everybody Saturday night in Woonsocket. Since we are in the plugs, Daniel, if you want to go over to our friends at RCW Live, it's the new website. It was a change from Royal Crown Wrestling to RCW Live. It's shorter and it's easier to get to. So, you know, you could buy that other domain now, Chris Blackheart.
Fantastic. I'll be happy to.
Send it over.
Send it
The
over.
road takes us to March the 21st as RCW debuts in Marblehead, Massachusetts. First time ever wrestling in Marblehead. And that is going to be a great event and is being taped for future television episode as RCW presents Emerge. Big main event matchup already signed. Colton Charles will take on former WWE wrestler Parker Bordeaux in a big main event. We will see Lord Adrian taking on GKM. And of course, you know, yours truly will take on a fellow Puerto Rican coming from the Espiritu Wrestling Dojo in Puerto Rico, making his debut in RCW, Frank Rolla against the Puerto Rican Punisher Don Vega. Women's matchup, Ivy Malibu will be in action. All that and many, many more. That's March 21st, Marblehead, Massachusetts. Get your tickets, rcwlive.com for all the information. And we'll see you down there in Marblehead on the 21st of March. Moving on to the following week, if we go over to Powerhouse Wrestling, I got to wait here for Danny to make his clicks because when I see it, it has a bit of a delay. So Chris Blackheart's there live, and
I am.
You can see the screen.
I can't see anything. Danny revamped the studio. I can't see your big head. I can't see the screens. I can't see the questions.
All right, so here we are. I believe it's on the screen now. Powerhouse Wrestling returns to the Sturbridge Hotel Event Center in Sturbridge, Massachusetts on March the 29th.
There you go. Thank you.
And there you see the QR code. You want to hit that QR code to get your tickets for that big event. And again, yours truly, Don Vega, Powerhouse Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, will defend the title against the Canadian Monster, PCO, who makes his Powerhouse Wrestling debut. And another big matchup, the return of five-time world champion, Austin Aries. He will take on MLW star, BRG, in a big encounter. Young Lion versus the Old Lion. We'll find out what's going to happen there on that night, as well as former IWA Puerto Rico Women's Champion Evie De La Rosa will be in action as she defends the Powerhouse Wrestling Women's Championship on that night. All that and more, March 29th in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Sturbridge Host Event Center. Get your tickets. Powerhouse Wrestling NE for all that information. And if we go the night before, back to the Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center and Arena, 126 Main Street in Woonsocket, will host a very special seminar featuring Austin Aries, where he gets in depth on how to make it in professional wrestling, the do's and don'ts, all the scenarios, all the insights, everything you want to know. You have to be there for this very special seminar. You know, once in a lifetime opportunity to learn from one of the best wrestlers in the world, Austin Aries.
Take advantage. What's the best way to register for that?
So there's a hot link. If you go back to that poster, you can click that QR code and sign up for that seminar there. And the spots are limited already. Almost filled up. So take advantage within the next couple days. If you're interested in that, go and sign up for that. Seminar is going to be a great learning experience with Austin Aries.
Do you want to go into some showcase news regarding Marchiversary, or do you want to go through some of the questions on the chats?
Let's take some questions if we have some. Danny?
So yeah, go into some news first. If anybody wants to ask a question, just ask a question, put in caps if you can. If not, we'll try to pick them out here. So we'll give you guys a second to respond to that. So if you want to go into the news first, then we'll get back to the question.
All right, Marchiversary. Probably one of the big things coming out of the press conference, which you did live at the Showcase Purse Arena last week. Tag team. How many is in the tag team match at Marchiversary now?
There's 5 teams.
It is 5 teams, not 3 teams, not 2 teams, 5 teams.
And that's going to be done in elimination style. So,
Yeah.
Another team will enter once one of the teams that starts the matches get eliminated, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing with that is the order. I think that's most important. Are you the first team? Are you the last team?
Well, most important in that match will be the last team that will be the official SPW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, that one. Now I'm looking, 5 teams. I know we have the young kids who just got in, PG-13. Why don't you say any PG-13?
That's your new favorite.
It is. I do call, all right, when they're a little heelish, when they're not being the nice little boys, I call them PG-13.
I'm going to send that, just put it to Jamie Dundee, Chris Blackheart.
Yes. But if you look at it, I don't get credit for that one, right? The press conference, did I kind of make that? Did I kind of put that out there? I thought that was a very unbiased, good decision.
Yeah, that was a very giving, to say the least, decision on your part, because it was scheduled to be a 4-way tag team encounter.
They're young, they're up and comers. Hopefully they grow from the experience, win, lose, or loss. It doesn't really matter when you think about it. They're so young. Hopefully they take the experience and they get better from it. If they do pull it out of Marchiversary, they would be the youngest tag teams in Showcase Pro Wrestling history.
Well, that remains to be seen. There's other 4 teams in there that will say beg the difference. So,
well, and I think in true fashion, they're not going to hold back because you're a young team. As a young team we're tagging up, or a young team. We know both of you were born very young. Wink, wink. I love that reference. But the idea is you're young. That is not going to get you any favoritism in that match. So,
yeah.
You guys got literally not even 8 days to get your stuff together. Get focused, get it as a team, because you're going against 4 good teams in New England. And, as much as we don't like them, the consistent bums, they're good together. They train together. They're doing well. Those talks
they got a good chance. And I mean, especially after that box that he's carrying around that you're allowing him to bring to the ring.
Why is there something bad I'm allowed? Why didn't anyone ask Cena about it? No one asked Cena about it. You have to ask me about it. And then I say, like the answer.
I mean, is it going to be a factor? We'll find out,
And my best advice to Sprat and Damien is, whatever you guys are doing, I would try to get focused, because it seemed like they kind of took it easy at BBT. There wasn't as well. No. We had a very strict policy going in. So, and there
I
was
mean,
different
all those guys
precautions. So,
afterwards,
but on the other hand, I watched that match.
night.
They looked pretty good, and hopefully, if they can be focused like that, I believe that they can come out on top.
We'll find out if they'll retain the championship.
Yeah.
We got a new team in the stacked ones. Daniel Cabral and superstar Sean Candido. They also have a good advantage and opportunity to become champions. I mean, of course, Candido being around as a veteran for a very long time. He's been a champion before. He was a tag team champion for a very long time with Richie Rich. So is he going to bring some of those tricks up his sleeve? We'll find out at Marchiversary.
No, that's good. Now, what about your match? I mean, Rambo was not happy about that whole night. And again, why do I get blamed for everything?
You know, Rambo can say whatever he wants. He's talking about all this Lion King quotes, but in about 8 days, he's going to find out why the Lion King is just a movie, fictional, and why the Puerto Rican Punisher Don Vega, when he's on, he's in for a very, very long night.
Danny, do you want to play the video from the regarding the press conference with Brian Starr? Do you have that available up there? All right. So do you want to go into what happened at the press conference? What happened with the modification of Rambo's second match?
So he wasn't there because, you know, he walked away. He didn't want to hear what I had to say.
Nope.
So he walked away before, you know, Cena had sent me the message stating, a message from Brian Starr stating that he was added to the match.
Yeah.
And at Marchiversary now, you're going to see a triple threat heavyweight championship title match and a ladder match. Brian Starr, Big Matt Thompson, and Rambo Godfrey.
Yeah, that should have came to me first before you, because again, we were talking about it. We thought it would be good. It wasn't 100% decided, but I went to the press conference, so that means
this is what happens when you have friends, Chris.
No, Muldoon and see now. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a bad idea.
Well,
because Rambo tells everybody how great he is. He knows he had to defend the belt, and if anything, that could be a better advantage for him.
Well, again, we're jumping the gun here. If match placement, match scheduling just happens to be Sons of Liberty title match first, we'll see in what state he's going to leave that match to move on to his second encounter. Or vice versa, if he goes into the heavyweight championship match first, of course, it's going to be a ladder match, which we expect to see a lot of violence in that match. In what state and condition he's going to be to face me for the Sons of Liberty Championship.
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, I'll
you follow me now, Chris Blackheart?
Yeah.
It's not a good night for the Notorious.
All right. We have that video that you got instead of me. Danny, you want to play that? Sure. Play it live on the pod?
If there's one thing that I learned from my trainer, it's to be ready, so you don't have to get ready.
You gotta let me know when it's done.
Just in case an opportunity comes up, you're ready to go. And that's exactly what happened. Because this morning, I received a phone call from the SPW Commissioner, John Cena Sr., informing me that I've been added to the World Heavyweight Championship match at Marchiversary. So it's going to be Matt Thompson versus Brian Starr versus the SPW World Heavyweight Champion, Rambo Godfrey, in a triple threat ladder match. That's right, you heard it, a ladder match. This is the biggest show of the year for SPW, so let's do it as big as possible. You make sure you're there, you get your tickets, and you witness history in the making.
All right.
Yeah, you happy now, Chris Blackheart? You finally saw the video?
No, listen. It was a discussion. As much as I agree, again, congratulations, Brian. It's a great spot for you. Rambo, it is what it is. You're the guy who wants to beat everybody, challenge everybody, open challenge. Guess what? Open challenge. Let's see how it goes.
You haven't had a lot of luck with this guys you've been advising, Chris Blackheart.
No, well, right now, again, it's not that I'm advising them or they're under my managerial tutelage. Is Rambo, you and Rambo used to have conversations, and occasionally me and Rambo have conversations. The other two, we don't have those conversations after last Saturday night at BBT, which is more than fine.
But yeah. I've had some conversations of myself with one Brian Starr. So like I said, it's going to be a very interesting night for Mr. Rambo Godfrey.
Yeah, well, it puts away. He could go down as maybe the
two-time loser,
the greatest champion in Showcase Pro Wrestling, dual champion. No one's won like 2 big championship matches at Marchiversary.
Yep, yeah. And there's a reason why.
Yeah, I mean, he could be greater than you.
There's a reason why no one's done it, Chris Blackheart.
Wow.
And we're not gonna start doing it come Marchiversary 18. Prediction, just like you reading the shirt up here, this part.
Nope.
You read that? It says Philly on it.
No.
I had the prediction that the Philadelphia Eagles were going to beat the living shit out of the Kansas City Chiefs a little while ago in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
everybody doubted me.
When's that game happening?
Kansas City this, Kansas City that. Same prediction here. Rambo's going to get his ass kicked, and he's going to lose both belts come Marchiversary 18.
Oh, that's pretty... I don't want to comment on it. I don't know.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, in your case, I commend the confidence. I don't know.
In the ladder match,
Chris Blackheart, you know me better than anybody around here.
Yes, no, and I know.
And I could get buried down and dirty.
Yes, yeah, and you do have confidence. And if there was someone that could beat Rambo, it would be you. Right? I have to admit that.
I appreciate the honesty, Chris Blackheart.
Yeah,
finally, smart words.
Oh, my.
Finally, this is something you could get behind.
No,
probably not going to let you down, Chris Blackheart.
Listen, why do you always think I go negative? If it's true, it's true.
Well, we'll find out in just about 8 days. Another big matchup that was signed for Marchiversary 18 is a special women's encounter. Again, Evie De La Rosa returning to Showcase Pro Wrestling to take on the young upstart Nat Castle. That's going to be a great matchup there. People been asking it, when are we going to have women's encounter in Showcase again, and it's finally happening.
You're welcome. We did listen to the fans, and that's exactly why we booked it.
So, there you have it. Chris Blackheart could pat himself on the back. And,
no, okay, all right. So you always think I want to take credit for all of this. It was a team effort, and it all came about. So, and the fans are the one who reaps the benefits of that.
So that's going to be a great matchup there, featuring 2 of the top women's wrestlers in the country. I mean, Evie just won the tag team titles at Shine. She's the current Shine, one half of the current Shine women's tag team champions. So, it's going to be a great encounter. It's going to be a great task for young Nat Castle.
And then we also have, again, the favorite, the Gauntlet for the Gold, where the fans legitimately choose every single name out of the spindle. Sajid Muldoon will be there doing it. So, again, that I do like. I don't like the ladder match, but I do like the Gauntlet because I have fond memories of the first one. But, again, that is the most interactive. No idea who's going out.
No idea who's going to show up.
Well, and that's the key, too. A lot of times we get a lot of surprises. Literally, you never know who could be driving by Massachusetts next Friday night and just happen to swing into the VFW.
Yes, indeed. Going back to the comments, Danny, we got any comments?
Yeah, Cowboy Willie is asking if two questions. Is Chris Blackheart going to be in the Rumble match, which is the Gauntlet, and Vega? Do you have a game plan on winning the title against Rambo?
I pretty much said my game plan. I'm going to go at him just like I've gone after everybody the last 29 years. I'm going to go straight to him. I didn't want to be one of the other guys coming out of the curtain and surprising him. That's why I called him out face to face. So, he says he'll fight anybody, anytime, any place. Expect to see a fight come Marchiversary 18 because that's where I'm good at. And we're going to fight it off. And at the end, I'm telling you, I'm going to be a new Triple Crown champion, and I'm going to take his title, and I'm going to humble him.
What about you, Mr. Blackheart?
Me, it is still undecided. It is still undecided this year if I'll be entering.
Mr. Blackheart, are you ducking?
I'm not ducking. I physically I do not feel the best.
See, you gave me a compliment earlier, Chris Blackheart.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of young talent debuting, the young talent parading the ring.
Yeah, no, and
I believe most of this young talent you'll be able to handle pretty fairly still.
Yeah,
not being
100%. But in all honesty, I'm not. I can't make a great fist right now, and.
Well, which Blackheart are we going to see? Are we going to see the corporate Blackheart or the badass ponytail, all tanned up Blackheart?
Well, he won't be tanned up, but yes, it would not be the nice corporate trying to. Yeah, if I do enter. I'm going there to win, and I would not be going there to shake hands and see how you're doing today.
Can you keep your palm open, Chris Blackheart?
My palm, yeah.
All right,
yeah,
so that means
even that, I mean, I don't have the the full strength, doing it, and I'm,
Well, I'll get you in the gym next 2 weeks. We train.
No, it's not that. I want to make sure that if I'm going to give these youngins a run for their money, I don't want to give them a false impression,
that they're getting the full experience.
Exactly, and that's what it is. I want to give them the full experience because let's be honest with you, I have more behind me than I have in front of me, and if I'm going to go there, I want to make sure it's a good run.
Yeah. And I hear you.
Yeah, so it is 50-50 on that, but again, there's only one way to find out, and that's by going to the Taunton VFW on the 14th.
Any other comments, Daniel?
Well, Jay Hollywood over here, he said he's going in the Gauntlet.
Now that would be a wild card that I would like to see because he runs his mouth awfully a lot.
He's gonna go in with the Indian outfit on.
And I want to see if he can make it like more than like 2 or 3 minutes. So I would like to.
Who else is in the chat?
So Cowboy Willie there, he wants to be in the Gauntlet.
All right, no,
you read that one already. Anybody else?
Yep.
ZT Outdoors says, get that bum off the poster, whoever that is.
Which bum?
Which bum are you talking about?
Oh, AZ, the Woonsocket poster.
Oh, the Woonsocket. Can we bring? All right, so we do have to bring up. Why don't we bring up when we're doing the plugs before we sign off? Why don't we bring up that wonderful poster at the end so people can see it?
Yeah, we'll finish up with that because that's leading to this Saturday night in Woonsocket.
Yeah, do you have that one, Danny?
Which one?
I finally got on this chat deal here. What's up to Alice Lopez? Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna le vamos a dar una zumba Rambo come Marchiversary, so that's definitely in the scenario there. Apparently, Danny can't read Spanish, I
can read it. I can't say it. I'm terrible at saying it.
You also had a poll going. Which you asked the question, would John Cena beat Cody Rhodes and capture a 17-time world title? And everybody on the chat said yes, 54%. So we'll find out what happens there come WrestleMania. But Chris Blackheart, it's time for your favorite seg of the show here.
It is, Danny. You want to bring it up?
Good.
All right. So where is Joe Davis now? This is a huge event coming up. The first one for the Real Deal. Is it Real Deal Comedy or is it
Keeping it real.
Keeping It Real Comedy? This is Joe Davis's first adventure
Pull up the flyer there,
Yep.
Daniel.
Yep, it's pulled up.
So this is going
No,
on.
that's the inconsistent bump flyer. We're at Joe Davis deal.
Oh, no, you're behind. You gotta fast forward your video.
All right, so there you see it, the flyer as Rhode Elite Athletics presents Keeping It Real Comedy Night with the Real Deal Joe Davis at the Tyra Club in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. That's April 12, 2025. Tickets on pre-sale for $20. You can get those tickets. Is there a QR code or link?
Yep, the link is up there. It's on
So
Rhode Island.
the link for pre-sale tickets, you can go to that and get your tickets for $20. At the door, they'll be $30, so get those tickets now. 119 West Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. You know, great night of comedy for a good cause to support Rhode Elite Athletics and laugh. You know, you get to do both things. You get to help out a good cause and get to laugh. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll get up there and roast Chris Blackheart. You know, anything can happen.
Well, okay, I will be in the house that night,
So,
and
you know,
other showcase superstars may be in the house too. So
you know, it's gonna be a great event, a great time. I heard they got food in the place. They got drinks. So, you know, make it a night, make it a comedy night. April 12th at the Tyra Club in Woonsocket, Rhode Island for that event there. Then on the 24th of April, Keeping It Real Comedy with the headliner, our buddy, the Real Deal, Joel Davis, and a host of other comedians. Danny, you took the poster before I could see it. So if you want to go back and give the information on the location of that show, April
I can't read it
24th,
from across the
with the
room.
Real Deal, Joel Davis.
Yeah, you don't have that there. You're killing me, kid.
Oh, it's right there.
I can't read it. It's like 12 feet
Yeah,
away.
he's all over the place. Come on, Danny.
I think your feet's behind.
Yeah, it is.
No,
I
so
mean,
we're all right. So April 24th. Let me
Yeah, it's
see.
right there.
Where is it? Where is it at? Martini. No, this is Cranston. So it's 1458 Park Ave. What's the name of the place? Is it Mariachi's?
Morosco's Bar and Grill.
Roscoe's Bar and Grill. Yep. So this is the two shows.
Roscoe's Bar and Grill in Cranston.
Yep.
April 24th. There's a QR code on that poster. Like we said, you're going to see the Real Deal Joe Davis, Naomi Green, Cameron Dejuan, and a whole host of other comedians for that night of comedy with the Real Deal Joe Davis that starts April 12th in Woonsocket at the Tyra Club.
You did a fantastic job on that one.
I try, even though the feed is
Well,
Baby
Danny's
beats
asked me to
late.
read the stuff literally from like 12 feet away. And I'm like, I can't read that 12 feet away.
I guess not, Chris Blackheart, but you know, finishing up the night here, you know, it's been a great couple of weeks for pro wrestling. Very exciting, whether it is from those guys down in Connecticut to where it all starts. Speaking where it all starts, if you want to train to be a professional wrestler, come down to the Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center, 126 Main Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. The hardest part is going through the doors. Chris Blackheart, who they have to contact if they're interested in becoming a pro wrestler.
Yep, you can click the link at showcasewrestling.com. Just send us an email on that. Always hit us up on social media at SP Wrestling. And yeah, especially now, you know, WrestleMania time, people get hot, people want to go and do it. Go through, we have a young, great talent that came down, started on Monday. We have another young person started this Monday. So the idea is, you ever want to do it, you just have to do it.
Yes, it hasn't been a greater time to follow your dreams. If this is your goal, I mean, the opportunities right now in the wrestling world are endless with all the all the big projects that I've started in the big time and even in the indies and going all across the board. I mean, the opportunities right now available are endless, and it's a great time that if you're serious about being in the professional wrestling business, take your opportunity now, because it might not be this great again.
Well, that being said, let's do a wrap up.
You know, we will see everybody this Saturday night for Showcase Saturday Night in Woonsocket, 126 Main Street in Woonsocket. Tickets available, showcaseprowrestling.com for that event and all the events. Please, if you're watching, subscribe. I've seen a lot of traffic, a lot of people that watch and don't subscribe. It doesn't cost anything for you to subscribe. It helps us greatly. It helps us go live. It helps us bring all these matches that you're seeing on the channel and great content for the future here at SP Wrestling. So give us a like, give us a follow, and leave us a comment. For this week, for the boss Chris Blackheart, for Don Vega, and for the inconsistent bump you saw on the screen, we will see you Saturday night in Woonsocket. Catch you down the road in the Showcase Pod.